Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the one and only, the true and living legend, Honcho J23 of Independent Scene Podcast. I want to take this opportunity right now to thank you guys for joining me on another very special edition. Tonight, we will be talking with the homie JayTheHbk. Definitely can't wait to chop it up with him. He's definitely an artist out here putting on for the Carolinas, doing his thing. And he definitely has a story, definitely has a journey with us. So I definitely can't wait to chop it up. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you please help me welcome my guest at this time. He is the homie and the bro, JayTheHbk. Let's get it. What's up, my boy?
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Coolin', man. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm glad to be here, bro. Thank you for having me, for real.
Most definitely, man. It's all. Hey, listen, I can tell anybody. It's always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Having, tapping in with new people, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting the, kind of, getting that background feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel it.
Most definitely. Well, first of all, like I said again, welcome to the platform. I said this is the first time for you, so I definitely, I tell everybody, feel free to be yourself, express yourself how you see fit. Don't hold back. Don't hesitate. Have a good time, be yourself, turn up, and just, we're gonna get to it. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure.
Well, real quick, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people, man, and we're gonna jump right into it, my boy.
My name is JayTheHbk. I'm a 20-year-old artist out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And yeah, that's about it, for real. I just be vibing.
Okay. So, real quick, the first question I want to get into, man, is the name JayTheHbk. How did that name come about?
So it's kind of funny. My first name was Jay. So
Okay.
it's like a nickname. Jay is my nickname, like just short of my first name and my middle name. And when I was younger, my parents used to always call me out, like say I'll always be a little heartbreaker, all this type of stuff. So I was sitting back one day just trying to figure out, because I wanted to change my name, and I'm like, Jay, the HBK. I'm like, that rolls off the tongue. So I just kind of went with it. I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you pay any attention to this, but the fact that you got HBK in your name, you also share that same name with a legend, a
Wrestler.
famous WWE legend, that being Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So how does that feel to know you kind of got that got some of his name going on in your name? How does that feel, bro?
So it's cool, bro. Like, I used to watch WWE all the time when I was growing up, so I always knew that too. So that was actually another kind of key component on why I was like HBK. I'm like, he was a hard wrestler. He was really good. Like, I loved him to death. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so man, let's get into this music, man. So you're an artist. You're out here putting out your music. You know what I'm saying? Creating your sound and your flow. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? How long? First of all, how long have you been doing music? And then for two, what made you want to get serious with doing music?
I've been making music my whole life. I've been writing since I was 6. It started off as like little poems and just short stories, and I just started writing lyrics and songs and all that type of stuff. What made me get serious with music was my cousin. He used to record and stuff in the closet, and I would walk around singing, and he'd be like, "Hey, little nigga, I'm about to get you in here if you don't shut up singing." So one day I just kind of got in there, and then I just kept on doing it for fun. I had a friend tell me to record a song. I ended up recording the song, dropped it on SoundCloud, and it blew up. Got like 10K, like 10, 11K. So I'm like, oh, maybe I got a little bit of talent. So I was like, let me just see where I can go with it. And ever since then, since like 2017, I've been taking it serious.
Okay. So let me ask you this: how much fun do you have when you know that you're out here? Not only putting out the music that you put out, but putting out the sound that you put out. Like, how fun is that?
And it's honestly, it's probably the best thing, like the best feeling ever. It's like a feeling of true, like pure bliss. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only real peace that you have when you're doing something that you're passionate in. You feel me? So it's always fun. It's just always fun to hear like what I can come up with, or just what I can bring something new to the table to kind of get the people that already listen to my music to be like, oh, okay, like he's actually trying to evolve. You feel me?
Okay. Now, in your evolving process, like, what has that evolving process look like for you? Like, what I'm saying, learning your craft, owning your craft, and fully like
Yeah.
hands on, like being full speed ahead into it? Like, what has been that environment for you?
Really just kind of going to like the deepest spot in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like just in my mind. Like whenever I listen to beats or like working on a song, I always close my eyes and I just kind of get into my body type thing, just to kind of figure out what I'm feeling, like what type of color I'm seeing, or like what am I noticing about the beat that's kind of drawing me. It's kind of like I just let the music dwell inside of me type thing, you know, and
Okay.
then just kind of translate whatever noises and whatever words and whatever feeling I'm feeling onto the beat.
Okay. Okay. So when it comes to crowd participation and crowd interaction, what is that response like? When you're doing shows and you got the fans rocking with you, got the supporters rocking with you, and it's just and it's a vibe for real. Like, what is that? What is that feeling like for you?
It's like it's surreal. You feel me? Like it's kind of one of those things that is where like you don't really be expecting people because you're coming in fresh. A lot of people don't know who you are, so for people to actually sit back and kind of like vibe with you, some people that might be out there already know your music just from being people that you know. Like it's just a surreal feeling just to know that you can like that you're actually making music that's relatable to others.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm glad you touched on that because I was going to ask you about that. So with your music, is it relatable? And how many people, or if you had to say that really truly relates to everything that you're saying in your music?
I feel as if my music is very relatable because everything that I talk about in my music is basically like everything I've been through or like stories or stories that I've heard from other people. So it's just like life and day-to-day instances. And honestly, if you can listen to my music and you vibe with my music, that means you feel it in a sense. You have to feel something. Like you might feel a certain action, you might feel a certain word, you might just feel the rhythm and the beat and like the flow of the music. Really, you feel something. You're gonna feel something about my music. That's just a fact.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: do you feel like with your music that you're able to tell a story, and the person, whoever may be listening to it, can really like sit back and process, what I'm saying, the story that you're trying to tell? Do you feel like your music is a story, is storytelling?
Most definitely, I feel as if my music is nothing but stories. Like, cause like I said, I use my pure life experiences in my music. I don't fabricate anything that I've ever said in any of my songs. Whatever I've said in any song, I've done it before, or I've had it happen, or I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my fault. Excuse me.
Okay. Are you good? Okay. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So, when it comes to song selection, what has been your most favorite song that you've put out that still to this day you listen to, or people tell you that goes crazy? Like, what's been that turn up crazy song that everybody's like, yo, this is it. Like, I love it. Like, what has been that song for you?
It's kind of hard for me to say, like, cause there's one song that I made. There's one song that I made that I don't like because it was just a song like raw quality, all that type of stuff. So it wasn't really like my best work, but people still hit me about it to this day. I made that song in like 2019, and people still hit me about it to this day. But in my honest opinion, um, I would say, in my honest opinion, I think I don't even know, bro. That's a hard one. That's a real hard one. Shit, I couldn't even tell you. I like all my music for real.
Okay.
Um,
Now let me ask you this: do you find yourself being your own worst critic when it comes to your music?
Most definitely, most definitely. I'm a perfectionist, so if I feel like it's anywhere not to where it needs to be, or if I hear one thing off about the song, I'll tweak the whole thing. Like if I hear a note doesn't sound right to my ear, or like if the beat sounds a little different than what I was expecting it to be, or anything like that, yeah, I'm my worst critic. Seriously, I can stop myself from dropping a song for months. I've done it before. I'll stop myself from dropping a song for months because I don't like the way it sounds until I get it to where it sounds perfect to me.
Okay, okay. So, so on that same note, how long do you usually wait before you release a song or a project or an album? Like, how long do you usually wait?
It really depends. It sometimes I can go. It depends on if I have the cover art and if I have all the materials that I need to get everything properly adjusted and whatnot. But It really just depends.
Okay, okay. Now, speaking of cover art, how do you find how do you mentally find, what I'm saying, the creativity in putting together your cover art for your albums and your projects? Like, how does your creativity mindset work when it comes to putting out the covers and things of that nature?
Based off the song, like I'm a real like colorful person, so it depends on like what colors I feel, like what the track is like, the mood of the track and stuff like that. That's what it truly depends on, and also sometimes the title. Because I'll be honest with you, there's times where I've named my like songs random things. It's kind of found a random and just found a random cover art. Hey, shout out my boy Forever Boy and Society 7, bro. It's all love for them out there in Toronto.
What's good? What's good? Okay, okay. So let me ask you this, man. You say you're 20 years old, man. What have you learned about yourself in these 20 years of your life, as it relates to being in this industry? Like, what have you learned about you that has kept you motivated?
It takes a lot of listening. It takes a lot of drive, and in order to do good in the industry or in order to make a name for yourself, it's about numbers. It's not about your raw talent. It's not about what you can do. It's about your numbers. Like if you're able to sell, a lot of more doors are open for you. So that's something that I've been learning and that kind of take the time to learn. And it's like it's all about how you can sell basically and what you can get
Okay.
off in the market.
Okay. Now, talk to us about your influences. Like, who have been some of your influences, going through this industry?
Um, Most definitely Party Next Door, just off of his beats and and how he is and just music in general. I would most definitely say Drake, uh, Brent Fayez, Smino, who else? A lot of old school artists like Donny Hathaway, uh, Keith Sweat, Genuine,
Okay.
um, Tevin Campbell. Like it's just like a lot of the soul, especially Music Soul Child. Music
Okay.
Soul Child for sure. Love Music Soul Child.
Okay. Okay. Now, what that again? Great list, might I add, a legendary list, might I add. So, what was it about their music that had you so locked in up here? That had you so tuned in? That made you be like, yo, like I want to do that. Like this is gonna be me. Like, what was it about them that made you be like, all right, this is it?
It's all different. A lot of them come from how they express themselves on a track or how they have the beat or like it's just the how they flow their cadence. You know what I'm saying? Like it just showed me like all the artists that I described, they all like art. Like when I listen to their music, it's like art. It's like a canvas. It's like a blank canvas, and then after the song is finished, it's a whole canvas, a whole masterpiece. So it
Right.
just kind of made me feel like I love art. I love looking at art, but I can't draw for shit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
music is my way. Music is my way of like saying, okay, here's my blank canvas, and here's what I'm illustrating. Here's my colors. Like here's my abstract art. Especially the same thing with D'Angelo too. I forgot all about D'Angelo. That man, I like his passion. I like his soul when he's making his music.
Okay. Okay. Now, when it comes to your friends, your family, and people that you grew up around, how do they feel, and what are they saying, as it relates to you being out here being this artist and putting out the music that you put out? Like, I'm pretty sure they're in full support, I'm sure, but like, what is their response to you, you know, doing what you do?
Proud, because everybody that knows me knows how far I came with music. Like, for example, my best friend, she she was probably one of the first people to kind of tell me put more emotion into it. You feel me? Like start feeling your music. Cause like at first I would just be like I'd be nonchalant with my songs. She was like start adding passion, start showing the people like what you really feel about your lyrics. That's what you say that you want to do. That's what you keep on trying to do. Just do it. So I went out and do it. It's always constant feedback. It's always constant criticism, but it's constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? It's not the criticism that tries to destroy you and bring you down. It's not that. It's always constructive. It's always something for me to take heed to and listen to and add on. And just it's just been support and it's been love, dude. Like, it's been all love. That's really what's been keeping me and holding me close, man. Just and keep on keeping my tunnel vision.
Okay. Now, if you could take any song from any genre, from any artist that is a favorite of yours, and turn it into your own, what would that song be and why?
That's a good question. Um, Damn, that's a really good question. Um, I don't know. That's a really good one. I'm thinking of like 15 of them right now.
Okay.
I would have to say a song by Brent, and the only reason why is because it's like he took the words out of my mouth. Um, Saunders Son by Brent. I would literally take that song, even though that's not really a song that a lot of people listen to by him. I would take that one because it's like he literally took the words out of my mouth and like really express what I feel on a daily basis.
Okay. Now, when you see other young talent like yourself and other dope artists like yourself, coming up and rising through the ranks, man, what is your response to seeing your bros and your sisters out here, what I'm saying, on the same level as you, just trying to make it? Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like we should all support each other, And if you feel as if somebody's slacking, let them know. Don't be a fake friend. Like, don't let them keep on making music thinking that everybody thinks it's good and it's not good. I'll be honest with you, a lot of people that's making music aren't good at music. But that doesn't mean they have to stop making music. That means they just have to practice.
Right.
And they just need the right people around them to let them know, like, dude, it sucks. It's nothing wrong with saying that some music sounds like shit. It's not. I've had people tell me my music sounds like shit and I would fix it. And I'd be like, how about now? You
Okay.
feel me? So
Okay.
it's all like, I just feel like we should just be a net, just a community to each other, just show love and spread love. And I think it's cool because it's like, I mean, it could be a lot of people's passions, you know what I'm saying? And you never know what made that person step out. Like, I could have made that person step out. One of my homies could have made that person step out. And it doesn't even have to just be with music. Art, being an artist means you can do multiple things. That's videography, photos, like all this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's an artist. So it's all support and it's all love at the end of the day. And whoever out there striving and grinding, I'm proud of you, bro. Just keep on doing what you're doing. I see my boy Culture in here. I'm proud of him too. That's my dog.
Okay. Now, tell us a little about where you're from. You say you're from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so tell us a little about your childhood. What was childhood like growing up? Like, and having those childhood moments. Like, what was those moments like for you?
I was by myself a lot.
Okay.
So I was just always right. I was a little nerd, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I was a little geek, but I mean, it was cool though. Cause I was in band. I did band when I was younger. I played the trumpet and the drums. I learned how to play the piano a little bit, but I stopped. So I
Okay.
mean, it all just kind of started me up to get to where I am now. And
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't really too much about my childhood that kind of like really boosted it. It was just kind of like more when I started getting to like almost adulthood. It's
Okay.
just like, yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're not doing music and you just in your spare time, what are some of the things that JayTheHbk does in his spare time?
I read a lot, man. I read, I
Okay.
meditate. Um, I try to keep myself as occupied as possible because I don't like being distracted. I get distracted real easily, so I try to keep myself on the straight and narrow at all times. But I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of meditating. I love going to like museums, like art museums, looking at art or learning about clothes. Like, I'm really into fashion, so that's about
Right.
it,
Okay.
really.
Okay. So to that point, fashion. So let me ask you this, man. How important is fashion when it comes to artistry, like because we see a lot of artists out here now, and I mean, they be having some shit. So it's like,
Yeah,
how important of that is that to you to know that in order to not, I mean, it's not so much you have to, but it's all because it is a choice. But how important is that to you to kind of dress apart and feel apart?
it's super important because how you dress is is your personality. You feel me? That's how you express yourself. Like, so what your words won't say, your outfit will for you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people try to dress in like the popular and all that type of stuff, or like try to dress high end fashion. You don't have to do that. You can literally go to
Right.
the thrift store, and buy like a $25 outfit that look better than a like $3,000 outfit. It's all in the confidence that you have within yourself. That's another thing too. Dressing gives you confidence. Like if you have your own style and you got your own way of wearing clothes, can't nobody tell you shit. Can't nobody tell you shit because everybody else is following the norm. You out here thinking outside the box and dressing for you. You're not dressing for everybody else. Feel
Okay.
me?
Okay. So whenever so let me ask you this. So and I'm pretty sure this has happened to you before, but how do you feel knowing that you have people out here that really that know word for word your songs, your lyrics, and sing it right back to you? Like, how does that feel?
Weird. It's weird. It's weird because it's like, bro, why do you know my song so good? Like, I just fumbled three words and you got it bar for bar. Like, you
Yeah,
listen to the song more than I do. But nah, it's pretty cool though. It shows you that you're actually speaking like validity. You feel me? Like you got something in your music that people can just like hold on to. You feel me? I feel like if you can remember lyrics, bro, there was a message in there for you that you wanted to remember forever.
okay,
Literally.
okay. Now give all right, I feel that. So real quick, give us the best piece of advice that you've gotten in your life. Like, what has been the best advice that you've gotten that has stuck with you to this day?
Um, Damn. Uh, really just taking time out and realizing that we all make mistakes, and you can't do anything without making mistakes. Like, um, yeah, and just sitting back and listening, dude. Like, that's probably the best advice. Just shut up and listen. That's probably the best advice that I could give anybody because knowledge is here for the taking. Money's here for the taking. You just gotta shut up and listen to it.
That part, that part.
Literally.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this: social media being a global wide phenomenon, how has social media
Mhm.
helped you and benefited you with connecting with the people and being able to spread your message out here to the world?
Man, I'll be honest with you. It's helped me a lot, but it ain't nothing like a face to face interaction. It's nothing. It's nothing
Boom.
like a face to face interaction. You can you can get thousands and thousands and millions of views on a video, but I guarantee you can make one facial interaction, one networking in person, and that should have set you up further than anything will. And I can attest for that shit because I was doing all these promos on IG, right? Getting thousands of views, getting like hella views on the video, hella views on the song. None of that really helped me. I connected with Boom Sound Factory with my boy
Okay.
Lavelle. He lives near me. I just saw him one day. He caught me singing, and me and him chopped it up. That one that one interaction, that one interaction led to all of this, everything that's happening right now in front of me. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
So with that being said, with all of that, me and Lavelle, and being a part of this phenomenal group that you're a part of,
yeah,
and you're seeing and witnessing all of it, like I know that has to do something to you on the inside to know that you're not only are you a part of it, but your message and your sound is still going to come across one way or the other. Like that's got to make you feel the ultimate good to know that you're a part of this revolution.
yeah. It's good, bro. But I don't dwell in it. I don't get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I can't get comfortable because once you get comfortable, you get lethargic. And in this industry, you can't get lazy because the more that you push out, the better your income is, the better your pour out is. You feel me? So the more you push in, the better the pour out is. So I take it, I look at it, I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's time to go harder. Or it's like, or okay, cool. Like, let's just keep on doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stop anything. But I will sit back and just be like, bless. Like, I'll bless it and keep it moving. Like, I promise to you.
Okay, okay. Now, real quickly, what is 5 to 10 years from now? Where do you see yourself? You're in your 20s, so it's almost kind of like what are the next steps for you? Like what can people be expecting next from you?
A lot of music, a lot of placements, a lot of business moves. You feel me? Because I'm not just doing music to make music, bro. I'm doing music to, in turn, in the long down the line, have generational wealth. You feel me? So a lot of investments, a lot of smart investing, stuff like that. That's something to look forward to in the next 5 to 10 years, because I know that if I drop the right amount of tracks, get the right amount of views, uh, drop songs that can last forever, my name will always hold weight. So then I wouldn't even have to make music anymore. I wouldn't have to do my music. What I want to do is I want to work so hard right now that in the future my music pays off for me so much that I can just enjoy life. You feel me? Like on Snoop Dogg's level.
Okay,
Like,
okay. All right, I feel that. I definitely can see that for you. And I definitely, and just within this hour of time that I've been able to talk to you, I'm already learning from you. And I'm, for you to be, so young but yet still passionate and hungry. That's truly the main goal. So, I gotta ask you this on a side note, man. Is when we're living in a world now where things when we talk about the greatest era of all time, we're living in a world where it's old school versus new school. So my question to you is, right now, in your age bracket, what era of music do you feel like is still lit and hot to you to your perspective?
to me, it's always gonna be the 80s and 90s.
Okay,
Always gonna
okay,
be like, cause music was just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say what's the greatest of all time and all this type of stuff, because if something is evolving, nothing can ever be great from that, because it's only just going to get better. You feel me?
right,
So it's
right.
hard to say what's the greatest of all time, because no matter what, it's always going to be evolving and always going to be getting different and better and just bigger. But in my
Okay,
honest opinion, music that's always going to be a household name, always going to stay around, is the 80s and 90s for this
okay.
generation. And then the next generation, it might not. You never know. It might die out. But for me, it's always going to be the 80s and 90s.
Okay. Now let me get your thoughts on these. I want to get your thoughts on verses, and I'm pretty sure you're probably familiar with verses, man. Last night we had Omarion taking on Mario. I got to get
That
your
shit
thoughts,
show.
man. Everybody's been talking about it. Everybody's been talking. I got to get your thoughts. Like, what was your thoughts on that whole matchup? Like, what was your thoughts on that?
Artists need to start thinking they're producers,
Okay. Okay.
because they save people's lives. But not saying that the man can't sing, but from what I heard, it was not it.
Right.
But versus is a really cool tactic though, because it can show you like, okay, people like this type of sound. People also like this type of sound. People like this type of sound all together. You feel me?
Right.
So it's a really cool tactic to kind of, and it can also help you learn, because if you think about it, whenever you do like anything concert wise, it's always like, to me, it always seems like the performer is always showing you a guide on how to get the crowd and all that type of stuff. You feel me? So like, it's always something good to watch and like take down mental notes and jot down too. You feel me?
Okay. Now, on that same topic, who do you see next going one on one?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know, man. I want to say like, it's hard. That's a hard one. I like, me personally, I want to see Drake and somebody go.
Okay.
Like, Drake and Chris Brown or something like that. I don't know, bro. It's gonna be some
Yeah.
crazy shit. Some crazy shit.
Okay. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. Now, when it comes to venues and places that you've been where you perform, if you could pick any venue or any stage to go on there and do what you do best, what stage or venue would that be?
Like just in general, or one that I've already did.
In general.
Red Hat.
Okay.
Red Hat. Yeah, cause I don't know. I feel like the type of music that I make, it should be heard. You feel me? Like it shouldn't just be in like the Ritz or something like that, like some flashy shit. You feel me?
Okay.
Like it should be heard out from the, like to the world type shit. And I just like Red Hat. I went to a concert. I went to the Rod Wave concert out there, and I was more in tune with the surroundings than I was with the music for real.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, if you now let me ask you this: if you could open up for any artist, past or present, dead or alive, who would that be?
Kanye.
Okay. Okay.
It sounds very random, but Kanye.
Okay. Okay. Now, on that, why Kanye? Just like for the people that is curious, why Kanye?
Cause he's a honestly, I look up to Kanye. Kanye is a wonderful artist. He's smart. He's very smart. He's very intelligent. Um, Shout out my man Lavelle and Boom Sound Factory. Um, he's a very intelligent man. So like, really, I don't even feel like I have to open up for bro. I could really just I just want to be in his presence, like just kind of pick his brain a little bit. You know what I'm saying? See like what makes him tick as a creative.
Okay. Okay. Now, when it comes to collaboration, whether it be indie or whether it be mainstream, who would you love to do a collaboration with in this industry?
Um, for sure, Bryson Tiller, Black, Brent Fayez, Smino, my fault.
Now you good.
Who else, man? Like, it's a lot of artists I would love to collab with. Like Drake for sure, Party Next
Okay.
Door for sure. Like, because it just feels like all our musics would collide. You feel me? Like it'd just be like beautiful sounds,
Okay.
beautiful sounds.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, and I definitely feel you on that. How Let me ask you this: how important is it for artists to be signed to a label or a company? Like, how important is that, or is that important? You know what I'm
It's
saying,
not.
in this industry.
It's not important. You can do a lot more
Okay.
for yourself. You can do a lot more for yourself if you don't sell out. That's what I think of set like signing a deal. I feel like that person just sold out instead of just dealing with the hardships of being independent. You feel me? Like for example, Chance the Rapper made a name for himself. He's independent. He has so
Mm-hmm.
many labels wanting him. So many labels wanting him, and he declined. Did he flop? Yes, but he came back. He's always like you. As long as you realize that you have to take a L in order to win a few times, and you have to keep on taking L's to learn and just keep winning. It's a smarter route to just to go independent. You say you keep all your no, excuse me, you keep all your what's it called? All your music is 100% yours. You don't have to worry about like you don't have to worry about anything basically for real. Besides just keeping on drawing in your fans and getting the circulation for your music.
Okay. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So my last three questions I got for you, man, because my time is already running down. I'm already enjoying this conversation that I'm having with you, man.
For
My
sure.
my next question I had for you, man, is I could tell just by your presence alone that you have a humbleness about you. Did it take you a while to get to be? Did it take you a minute to get to that humble side, or was that something that you just kind of grew up already having?
It was kind of something that I already grew up having. You know, I didn't really like I said I was by myself when I was younger, so I didn't really interact with a lot of people. Like once I started getting older, that's when I started interacting with people because conversation is a money maker. The more people you talk to, the more connections that you get, the better that you can always be well off. I have a lot of connections with people because I just talk. So it's just been something that I've always had. Honestly, I don't really because I take life like day by day. You know what I'm saying? And like
Mm-hmm.
accomplishments are cool, but I don't feel like I can't celebrate or I can't be somewhat cocky until I get off everything that I need to get off. You feel me?
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you this: how important is it to have gear and merchandise, and products and things of that nature? You know what I'm saying, for the people. How important is that to have?
It's very important. It's like business cards that people can keep forever. You can't lose that. You're not gonna lose a shirt if you fuck with me. You're not gonna lose a hat if you fuck with me. You're not gonna lose my CD if you fuck with me. You feel me? So it's very important. Um, that's the best way to to get market yourself. Literally, it's kind of like I hate to put it like this, but it's like a walking billboard. You feel me? Like it's a walking billboard. So say that you see my logo or you see a logo on me, people are gonna be like, "What is that?" If you see it multiple times, so that's kind of what it is. And if the logo is nice and it can attract people and it's an eye popper, I guarantee more people are gonna like. It's more. It's gonna be a bigger influence type thing. So I feel like it's very important. I'm actually working on my brand right now as we speak. So
Okay, okay. Well, definitely, it seems like you're very well. You're definitely very well skilled. You definitely get your head on your shoulders the right way. You definitely, you definitely have a dream and a goal set for yourself. So I want to kind of throw a curveball at you. So, you know, when it comes to your music, music can be for anybody. But what type of audience do you usually gain from your music? Like, is it a mixture? Is it mostly dudes? Is it mostly females? Is it a mixture of both? Or do you get, as I said, jack of all trades? You get the best. You get all of a variety.
it's a mix, honestly. But I will say, personally, my music is more lean towards like I get a lot of attraction from women, honestly, because of the type of music that I make. I make passionate music, so it's like it's just music that they can just listen to. But I also get the niggas that like to smoke and like that know how to vibe and that can dress very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just get it's kind of like a jack of all trades, but I get people that have the same vision or the same mindset as me that listen to my music. That's about it. It can be man or a woman, but it's mostly women.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So has there been, so tell us about maybe a crazy experience that you may have had dealing with a supporter, or as we like to call them, fans out here. Like, what have you had any run-ins with some crazy supporters, or had any stalkers stalk you because they like you just that good? Like, have you had any of those experiences yet?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've had people make fake accounts of me. Uh, you know, it's kind of like get personal information and stuff like that, or anything. Honestly, I think that's probably the worst thing that's happened. I didn't let it phase me too much because I was like, I mean, I guess like it works more in my favor than it does for you, so it's cool.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I've dealt with a few crazy things, man. But a lot of it I put in my music because like some of it is just crazy things to be living life. So
Right. 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 Okay. Okay. All right, so my last thing I want to kind of touch on, man, is so you're an artist. You're out here in North Carolina. You making these connections with people. You're really doing your thing and really showcasing who you are. What is it about you, your music, and just you all around that you want everyone to remember and know about you?
um, to remember and know, I'm an artist. I'm not in a category. Um, and my music will always be about something that's 100% truthful. It's always about how I feel in the moment or something that I've lived through. And it's normally, sometimes it can be funny. It may sound funny. It may sound toxic. It may sound sad, but I did it. And I'll just be very truthful. I did it. Like, regardless of what it is, I did it. Toxic, I did it. Sad, I did it. Funny, I most definitely did it. Like, so just something that I just always want people to know is that I'm a true person. So whenever you listen to my music, you're always gonna hear my truth. You're always gonna hear my pain and my melodies. You're always gonna know what's going on with me. My music is my book and y'all are just the listeners in all seriousness.
Okay. You know what's so crazy? And I said it was gonna be my last one, but this one just popped up in my head too. You spoke about, what I'm saying, that it's almost like a book, so to speak. So when it comes to that, how much of your music is how much of your music truly is like, how can I put this, transcends through, the people that you either come in contact with that wants to do work with you, or just wants to, in a sense, kind of learn from you. Like, how does that go for you?
You repeat the question one more time.
I said, so you mentioned, it's almost like your music is like a book, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, when you have people that's listening to it, and they're getting certain things from certain songs, like, what is it about, what do you think may be those things that they may be grabbing that are like the main key components of that song? Like, what are those key components that either you may grab, or that they may grab, what I'm saying, when listening to your stuff?
Whenever I make music, I always put at least 2 or 3 relatable lyrics into it. And it could be something that I don't even relate to. Like, it can really be something that I don't relate to, but I felt it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I feel like it's a difference between relating and like, oh, I feel that. Like, I relate to that. Like, oh, that happens a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Like, like a reoccurrence. Or I felt that, it's like, I can see where you're coming from. I haven't personally dealt with that, but I see where you're coming from. So that's really like what I really try to put in my music and incorporate. So they could really just be either relating to it or really just feeling something, like they can understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because my music is very plain. It's very like, I'm literally telling you, like, I'm telling it. Like, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it or like give you high bars to where you have to overthink. No, I'm meeting you in the middle. I'm literally telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's
Okay.
kind of like a really easier way of getting an understanding of how somebody's feeling.
Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely feel that, man. And you definitely, I definitely just gotta say once again, I'm definitely in your corner. I definitely support everything that you got going on, man.
That's love, bro. That's love.
And I definitely can't wait to see what's next for you, man. But my time has winded down, man. I definitely hate to cut the conversation short, but I do want to bring you back for a part 2, because I do want to pick your brain a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to go a little bit deeper, man. With this conversation, man. And I feel like it'll be transformational for the people. But
Most definitely.
real quickly, where can people follow and tap in with you at, bro?
Follow me on IG at JayTheHbk, JayTheHbk. That's the same thing on all platforms, JayTheHbk. I just dropped a new song called Passion Fruit. Just dropped that last week. Go run it up. All love. Appreciate the
Mo-
support.
Most definitely. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my time. I am the one and true and living legend hunter, J23 of Independent Scene Podcast. And you are also tuned into the most latest, hottest, most episodic show on all social media platforms. We want to thank our very special guest, JayTheHbk, for tapping in with us.
Love, bro.
Most definitely. We look forward to seeing you guys next time on another edition of Independent Scene Podcast. We out, y'all.